Folks, and a pretty solid start out in Northern Illinois. Your UB Bulls, my UB Bulls, our UB Bulls leading NIU 42-37 at half. And it's the usual suspects, Daisha Fair, Hannah Hall contributing to the scoring and a good defensive effort. I mean, holding the Northern Illinois Huskies down so far. They are a pretty solid scoring bunch. Obviously, UB focused on this game. A lot of clutter at the top of that. Well, clutter, lack of a better term, but a lot of teams at the top of that MAC conference. So a lot of jostling for position. And speaking of jostling for position, speaking of figuring out this MAC conference, let's bring him in. MAC insider, Degenerate Al. Al, looks like you're huffing and puffing on this Saturday.
Yeah, I'm on the exercise bike right now, and it's just, I got my yearly physical a week from Monday, trying to keep the cholesterol down and get some exercise and enjoy some, UB basketball wins.
How are you around the doctor's office? Are you an Uncle Junior type?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yep. I go in the room, someone else comes in, door shuts, doctors leave me alone.
Very chummy, trying to keep a positive attitude. We love it. You got to stay fit during this January, February, March period. Hope you're all staying fit. And UB staying fit so far, Al, up by 5 at half.
Yeah, UB's up 5 at half. And I want to give a quick update, too, around the MAC and the men's side of things. Two big favorites today. You had Toledo at home as a big favorite, and Kent State. Kent State's doing work in a low-scoring battle, up 12 against Northern Illinois. But, hey, the Battle of Northwest Ohio, you have Bowling Green, who's lost 6 games in a row, taking on Toledo, up by 4 at halftime. So that's Maniac, what do I always say? You throw the records out in those types of games.
You throw the records out when those teams get together. So a big win for the UB men last night. I mean, it was some call it a big win. They were 15-point favorites, but taking care of business in that fashion, especially with the vibe on the bench, the contributions from the depth, has to feel good for these Bulls fans.
Oh, and they're loving it. And you can see even on social media, too, videos of the Bulls bench going nuts. The players are loving life, quote tweeting and things like that. So it's great to see. We're about less than a month away from Cleveland. And we saw tickets are on sale, too, for the MAC tournament. So going to be a pretty interesting month.
Shout out Panini's, what once was and maybe what will be again one day. But speaking of one day, Al, who is your wild card for the men's team heading down the stretch here? I mean, Jonathan's had a great year. Javon kind of coming on strong here now. Mbala obviously dominating down low. You got Segu. Who's your wild card for this men's Bulls team heading down the stretch here in the MAC conference?
My wild card going down the stretch, it's got to be Rondo. It's got to be Segu. We're going to go as far as he takes us. Guard play is so important in the MAC, and obviously, the MAC tournament. So I would definitely say Segu. I mean, he's not a wild card. He's a very key contributor, but I think we're going to go as far as he goes. Most definitely.
Make sure you're following all the UB Bulls coverage at bulletpoint716, TrainRockSports.com. Al, how much longer you got left to go?
Just hit 200 calories in about 33 minutes, so I've got another 10 to go. I'm going to start cooling down.
Okay, make sure you're cooling down. Make sure you're following Degenerate Al at Alex Shoup. We got a lot of action, NHL, UFC today, so a lot going on. Make sure you're giving him the follow. Al, thanks for chiming in.
Thanks, Maniac.
Folks, Al chiming in, but what needs to chime in this second half is that UB defense. It's what they're known for. It's their bread and butter. I mean, they were able to assert their will in that first quarter against NIU, hold them to 17 points, and not much worse in the second quarter, 20, but obviously NIU getting the better of things in that second frame, outscoring UB 20-17. In the second half, I mean, I could tell you, but you already know, folks, it's going to be the Deasia Fair show. Look for her to take over. Look for her to dictate the pace on the road, and look for her to get UB a big road win. Again, like we said, there's a lot of teams jostling for position in the top of that MAC on the women's side of things. So a big win. If you haven't looked, again, they're right up against each other. Both teams 8-3 in the conference this year. So make sure you keep it tuned to Trainwreck Sports, Bullet Point 716, and of course TrainwreckSports.com. Big second half upcoming for these UB women's hoops. Keep it tuned there. Let's get a W. Let's go.